combination jump, but she had an extra turn between the two jumps, so it won't get as good marks as it would have done if she'd gone straight from one end to the other. Step sequence. She's moving around the ice very nicely. That was the layback or sideways spin. Wasn't a very clean finish. The step sequence. Double flip there. That's the last of her jumps. That's 14-year-old Jenna. All the elements there. The only question mark was the link between the two jumps and the jump combination. Apart from that, nice first performance in a World Championship.
But Jenna now has a long wait to find out if she will qualify to go on to the free program. We're now going to rejoin that first group, starting with one of the most promising young skaters, 16-year-old Irina Slutskaya from Russia.
Jump. There's the second part of it, but of course that has lost a lot of marks right at the beginning. It was a triple Lutz as she fell on. Well, that jump came off all right. She's got to really pick herself up. Good flying spin. Step sequence, serpentine. That's a very good layback spin. To hold on to that double axel. It wasn't a perfect landing, but it didn't wouldn't have lost anything, but she just came back very sharply. The circular step step sequence this time. Combination spin. That's the Bielmann part of it. One change of foot, two changes of position, and she's spinning very, very well. That really was a very good program, apart, of course, from that combination at the beginning. What a pity, because everything else, she picked herself up, she came right back into it and showed that she, as the Russian champion, has a few years ahead.
Sadly, that if the combination jump goes, you're always struggling to be in contention. Something made her laugh, which is a nice thing. Required element marks. Again, such a variation. 4.1 up to 5.2. Two judges go for 5.2, but it's judged for 4.1. Presentation marks reflecting the quality of the spin really at the end. Italian and Japanese and the Russian and the Canadian liking her best.
Thank you. Next.
Laetitia Hubert of France was 12th in the Europeans. Didn't qualify for the Worlds last year. Triple flip, double toe, that combination was good. As is that spin. Slight movement to the right, but made the two changes of position. There's the double axel. The layback spin. She's moving around the ice very smoothly indeed. And these step movements are good. Now into the spiral. There it is. So we'll use that over and again in a spiral sequence. Toe loop, and she made it. That's the flying spin, the last of the 8 required elements. That was a very smooth, short program by Laetitia Hubert of France. In the Europeans, she was 10th in this section of the competition. She should be pleased, as are her coaches.
Jean-Olain Rakel reacted to every jump with a little leap and a thump of one hand into the other. She has had a record of making a mess of this short program, Laetitia Hubert. But this time, to her obvious delight, she's got it right. Former world junior champion back in '92. Hasn't really progressed since then until now. Went for triple flip, double toe loop. Not as difficult as the triple Lutz double toe that others will do. But the important thing is to do it cleanly. And all her jumps were cleanly done. And her step sequences were expressive. And this was the final jump. Toe of the left boot going in for a triple toe loop. So the French have a first contender. 20 years old now. Message to mother. Will mother be pleased with the scores? Well, apart from the Austria judge, she'll be pretty pleased, I would think. A couple of 5.4s.
5.4, 5.3, 5.4. Marks please for presentation.
And the presentation marks.
5.2,
she's a little disappointed with a couple of those. 5.4 is the high point. So the French challenge off and running.
Thank you.
Surya Bonaly, 5 times European champion, world silver medalist the last 2 years. Is she going to get it this time? Around the ice on that layback spin. To me as though she put her hand down there on the triple Lutz, followed by the double toe. She put her hand down and it looked like it. Well, that's going to cost her. The double axel was okay. Here's a straight line step sequence. In the main, jumping has been her strength, and to have hit air at that section, strange for her. Here's the spiral sequence. Triple flip was good. And again, a slight amount of movement across the ice during that combination spin. Centered. Well, that's Surya Bonaly. And she has the support from her French colleagues on the French team. But, of course, that combination puts a question mark, as her mother will no doubt be telling her when she comes off the ice.
Not the start that she wanted after leaving the medal rostrum in Japan in tears. She will lose 0.2 from the required element mark. Here's the triple Lutz. Definite hand down. It wasn't just a fingertip, it was a flat hand on the ice. No. Her approach to the jumps is so different from all the other skaters. The triple flip, the axle that went before it, that just suddenly pops up. Quick turn, and she's away.
Big deal.
So how much would the judges deduct? In total, well, she gets a 5-7 from the Austrian judge, only 5-2 from the British judge, a second 5-7 from the Russian judge. Required element, the technical mark. Presentation, much more in unison, except for the British judge, Robert Borsfield, said he didn't like the performance.
Runner-up in the United States, 8th in the world last year, but Michelle Kwan was world junior champion last year. Triple Lutz, double toe, that's the combination. She almost came to a standstill between the two, but the jumps were okay. And that's a nice spin. Sequence. And a nice double axel. Good height and good length as well. Good spin combination. She does very nicely held spirals. A lovely triple flip. Well, that was really quite something. There's a young lady of 14 years of age who managed to put it all together. Well, there they are. Lots of support she's getting, but she deserved it. Todd Eldridge, silver medalist in the men's, and Michelle Kwan, a great debut.
Well, I think the most aesthetically pleasing performance we've seen so far. Well, that includes last year's silver medalist. Frank Carroll, her coach with her, previously coached to Christopher Bowman. This is the combination jump. Lovely approach to the triple Lutz. And then, as Alan said, she came almost to a complete stop before getting up for the double toe loop. But nice hand position. She was up all the way through her performance. Triple flip, completing the jumps after a really flowing double axel. Interesting to see what the judges feel about this little girl. She's grown a bit since last year, but she's still a little girl. Well, 5'8" from Austria, 5'8" from Russia, 7 from Canada, 6 from Great Britain.
5.7, 5.5, 5.4.
Presentation.
For presentation.
She gets a 5'9" from Austria, a 5'8" from Russia. And the Americans in the audience not happy that she's down in second place.
5.5.
Elena Liashenko from Ukraine, European bronze medalist, and 6th in the world last year. And she's in form, she's in very good form. Triple Lutz, and the double toe that followed sets her off. And there's a triple Salchow. So the main jumps out of the way, just leaving the double axel. As she goes into the steps and into that flying spin, well centered. That wasn't a very good double axel. After all those tremendous jumps before, she was almost two-footed. Feet were very close together and looked as though they both hit the ice at the same time. However, she's on there, and that's a very good spin. Circular step sequence. With spin combination, one change of foot, two changes of position. Well, that was a typical Elena Liashenko program.
Combination. Triple Lutz. Held on to it. Came around for the double toe loop. Expressive right in front of the judges, who now can give her their expressions of marks.
Marks, please, for Elena Liashenko of Ukraine for required elements. 5.4, 5.4,
down to 4.9 from Slovenia. Up to 5.5 from China.
5.2, 4.9. Marks please for presentation.
And the presentation marks pretty well agreement, and that puts her in third place behind Bonaly and Kwan.
5.5, 5.
Olga Markova from St. Petersburg. In the European Championships, she was silver medalist, but she won this short program, and I must say it was one of the finest short programs I have ever seen in terms of artistry and skating. So if she repeats it now, will she be first again after the short program? Very good, very high triple lutz and the double toe. That's the start. It just wasn't the jumps in Dortmund, it was her style. Triple loop. Lovely layback spin. That's all her jumps. And in between the jumps, the smoothness of the presentation. Very elegant indeed. Was, again, a very, very smooth program by Olga Markova, a 21-year-old from St. Petersburg. She was 10th in the world last year, but second in the European this year, and it was this short program that set her on the way to getting that silver medal. I wonder how the judges are going to find her now. Her coach looks very pleased.
Triple lutz and the double toe loop.
Marks please for Olga Markova for required elements. 5.7.
She's got a couple of 5.8s, which matches Michelle Kwan for the required elements. The British judge has her down there at 5.4.
5.7.
Better than Bonaly for required elements.
Marks please for presentation.
And the presentation marks include a 5.9, a variation of position, but by a clear majority. She's in the lead.
In the lead, and I think, Robin, you'd agree with that, wouldn't you?
Oh, very much so. She was terrific. I was a bit worried. She did not hit one combination in the warm-up, but a true champion form comes out and nails it beautifully. It was very nice, all-round, everything, every element done beautifully.
And what about Surya Bonaly? I mean, a mistake, but still second.
And the mistake, I actually found her very tentative. I would definitely have had her below Kwan. And I thought even her spins, which is normally a forte, were a lot slower than normal. I don't think she was anywhere near her best.
And Kwan, I mean, amazing for just 14.
Wonderful.
No nerves.
There's no nerves, and there's a lovely maturity and a control, which, you know, again, for a 14-year-old to be able to come out in front of an audience like this, takes some doing, and I think she's got a wonderful future ahead of her.
Certainly has. Well, thanks for the moment, Robin. We'll just show you the standings at the moment. Of course, we're only halfway through, but Olga Markova is in front of Surya Bonaly, who's going for her first world title. But before we go, I must just remind you that another world title will be decided tonight in the ice dance. We will have live coverage of that at 9:30, but our coverage of the ladies' short programme continues.
Really could be someone's downfall when you have 5 or 6 women.
It was doubtful how she would perform today.
But ended up on the barrier. That triple loop was good though. With the spiral step sequence. Certain amount of travel on that spin. Jumps done now, that's the double axel. The spin there, not quite as elegant as some we've seen. Possibly the strain on the tension, on the tendons. To me as though the pressure was there. Even at the end there, she just staggered off. But she's done a good job actually taking part, although it wasn't the best we've seen of Tanja. Those ankles, I think, are letting her down.
That's entertainment by George Cornfold, but that was not the performance that Tanja Szewczenko was looking for. And comes off in a certain amount of pain. She began her program with doubts in her mind. She hadn't managed to do this combination properly in the warm-up. Fell off the triple lutz, tried to get up later the double toe. There'd been an extra turn already, and there she was up against the barrier.
Marks please for Tanja Szewczenko of Germany for required elements. 5-0,
required element marks 4-5 up to 5-3. Just seeing sometimes two judges together with the same mark, two judges together with the same mark, too low, too high. Center of the group of 9. presentation. The variation between 5th from 2 judges and 14th from the judge from Great Britain, in fact from 3 judges. The Japanese has also got her in 5th place, and the Czech Republic in 4th. The British judge says no.
Marie-Pierre Leray, 7th in the world last year, 14th in the Olympic Games. Combination to start, triple look, double toe. And there's a triple loop. So the 2 most difficult jumping pieces are out, and she's moving around the ice well. Interpreting the music very nicely. Spirals. Yes, she is interpreting the music, isn't she? A shame. Everything had been going so well, but double axel landing was completely out. There were some quite unique spins in that combination at the end there. In fact, everything from Marie-Pierre was going very well until the last jump, the double axel. Pity.
But the extra turn may not be quite as hard. French skaters at the moment in 2nd and 5th places. Bonaly and Laetitia Hubert, respectively.
France for required elements. 5.1, 5.3,
5.3, the high point down to 4.6 from Slovenia.
5.2, 4.6.
Could have been worse, but it could have been better if she hadn't made that mistake, as this will prove. Look at that, 5.8 from Austria, 5.7 from Russia for the delightful presentation. And that's put her into 6th place.
5.3.
Lu Chen, the Chinese champion, bronze medalist in the last 2 World Championships she competed in, wasn't in it last year because of injury. And last year she got a bronze medal in the Olympics. triple lutz and double toe. Seemed a slight amount of hesitation after the landing of the first one. And there's a triple toe loop. So the two big jumps out of the way. That's a well-centered spin. Doing a very good spiral. Bit of travel on that one. Absolutely no problem with the double axel. And a nice layback spin to finish. Well, she deserves that ovation. She put it all together, went around very smoothly. Leaning Zhu, her coach, is very happy too. So now we'll see what the judges think about that.
Triple lutz double toe combination. And she had to battle a bit into the corner because she'd left it late. Couple of 5/8s Markova was given for the required elements, as indeed was Michelle Kwan earlier. There is 1 5/8, 3 5/7s, which is judged the lowest mark, not for the first time. 5/4. Well, two of the judges think she was the best. 3 5/8s there for presentation. Markova picked up 4 and a 5/9, and the Russian stays in the lead with the majority.
The 17-year-old champion of the United States, Nicole Bobek. She didn't qualify for last year's World Championship, so here she comes, making her debut. Triple lutz and the double toe, height and length on both of the jumps. Didn't like the end of that spin too much. She looked as though she almost fell off it. Good spiral. That really is a good spiral. Look at that. That's remarkable. so she's done all the jumps. And certainly some of the other movements have been really excellent, particularly that spiral. But look at this step movement. I think she meant that. Yes. That's a great round of applause for Nicole Bobek. The 17-year-old United States champion, Richard Callaghan, her trainer, must be very happy, as she is, because it was all there, and she moved through very well indeed. That spiral was quite something.
Combination jump was certainly one of the most flowing we've seen. Great height on the triple Lutz, and equaled on the double toe loop. Markova leads, Chen second, Bonaly third, Michelle Kwan fourth at the moment. Is Bonaly going to come out of the top three? A 5.9 from China for required elements, and a 5.8 from Italy. Not only is Bonaly going to come out, if she gets marks compared with this, we could have a new leader here. And we do have a new leader here. 5.9s, look at all those. The 17-year-old from the Windy City, Chicago, can't quite believe it. But she's going to lead them into the free program, although the Russian judge has her down in 5th place.
Marina Kielmann, second in Germany, 4th in last year's World Championship, and at 27, one of the oldest competitors in this competition. Toe loop. Put it into a very fast step sequence there. That's the triple Lutz and the double toe combination. She is still moving fast. Spiral sequence. My goodness. She had been skating so well, and that fall on the double axel will put her right back. I feel very sorry for Marina, because she was skating very, very well indeed. And as I said earlier, at 27, one of the oldest competitors in these championships. Very popular. but to fall on the double axel, that was sad.
Oh dear. Skate just stopped and the body kept going.
Marks, please, for Marina Kielmann of Germany for required elements.
First mark is going to be the one that counts for everything, and a lot of variation again. 4-5 from Austria. Neighbours not being too cooperative. Up to 5-3 from Russia.
4.8. Marks, please, for presentation.
And the presentation higher, up to 5-6 from Russia. Well, her position is 9th. She's ahead of Szewczenko, but not where she might have been but for the fall on the axle.
That concludes the ladies' short program.
So this is the position after the short program. Nicole Bobek, the United States champion, is out in front. Olga Markova is in second place. Lu Chen in third. Surya Bonaly, disappointing today. Silver medalist last year, is in fourth place. The 14-year-old Michelle Kwan in fifth. Elena Liashenko in sixth. And looking a little further down, looking out there, Marina Kielmann, who we just saw finishing in 9th place. And Jenna Arrowsmith was lying in 29th. But obviously the medals, Robin, are going to be decided by the top few.
Well, there's 5 of them there, and they're all capable. They've had some good performances this afternoon. I have to say there were a couple of lutzes for me that were a little suspect. In America, it's sort of a cross between a lutz and a flip, which becomes a flutz. But there were some great performances. I mean, Bobek, fortunately, has all the elements in the program that suit her. She's a great layback. She has great spiral. And I think I was probably a little bit disappointed by the marking for Lu Chen, who I thought had done something rather quite lovely and quite classic. And again, across the board, all the elements of equal content were all very well done. Absolutely.
You were talking about Nicole Bobek, though, and that combination. I mean, if we have a closer look at it, if you can just talk us through exactly what you mean.
Well, it's on the takeoff of the triple lutz that we see it, and what happens is that they will tend to change edge from the planned outside edge for the lutz onto the inside edge for the flip, which makes it an easier jump. And in fact, the only pure triple lutz jumps were done by Lu Chen and Markova.
But Bobek, you think certainly is looking good?
Bobek certainly had the presentation, and she certainly came out and rose to the occasion, you know, skating in that position. You know, I think she thought most of her major competitors had gone. She knew what she needed to do. And she's a gutsy person. She went for it.
She certainly is. Yeah. Thanks very much for now, Robin. But we'll be back with a little more skating just before 7:30. The ice dance competition is just getting underway, and we'll be able to see the British